Starting in a match 4, we are playing against Singpan Man, who has often been Doomsday, but more recently has been playing a lot of just very fast combo decks. We're going to keep this. We have Force of Will, we have a cantrip, we have a land. We're soft to Wasteland as it is right now, but we're going to try and resolve that using Preordain. And I think I want the fetch, but not the second land. And I guess we'll probably try and drop a Dreadhorde Arcanist. So maybe opponent is on Doomsday. If he's on Doomsday, he's a very good Doomsday player. So this is awkward, right? Because tapping out for Arcanist now probably puts us further ahead in the long game. But it means we can't hold up Pyroblast. I'm willing to extend now. I don't know what opponent's hand is currently like. And if we can defend ourselves for one turn, we're probably in a good position. Okay, so this is looking like Doomsday. Let's go ahead and start with a Preordain. I don't want the second. Delve spell, but I do want the Sapphire. I think I'm going to go ahead and brainstorm now, and I want to try and turn Shattering Spree into something more valuable. Alright, we're going to have to redraw Dig Through Time anyway, so Lotus Tundra. So we now have Force, Pyroblast. Ponder's fine. I'm actually going to hold my interaction until opponent has something that's threatening. Dark Ritual. Doomsday, we will go ahead and Force of Negation this. And I'll be happy to Force of Will on the Doomsday. I wonder if maybe I was meant to pay for the first Flusterstorm. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just hold up my forces. Let's see what opponent does here. We still have a Pyroblast in pocket. So this is going to be a gush pile by the looks of it. Sure, Street Wraith. We'll Pyroblast here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start by brainstorming. I want to brainstorm before I dig through time, because look, it'll just give me a better sense of what's going on with my hand. I've just got 2 lands in hand. Maybe I do want to maybe dig just clears. So do we go something like Swords to Plowshares, Preordain? And all right, so we've got 2 out of 3 Tundras. So we still have a 3rd Tundra. Black Lotus. So I guess I actually maybe want Alright, let's decide what we do before we commit to anything. I'd really like to find Ancestral Recall here. We're going to take Mystical. And we're going to cast this. Alright, so Thassa's Oracle can hit the board. We will Swords to Plowshares Thassa's Oracle. Alright, cool, and we took game 1 off Doomsday. So they did not have the nuts this time. Unfortunately, this is going to be a little bit harder post-board, I imagine. Because they get to board in some extra interaction. Now, I guess we don't want Shattering Spree. We don't want Island, and we'll trim a Swords, even if it did win us the game there. And once again, we're just bringing in Surgical Extraction because it's better than Shattering Spree or the 3rd Swords to Plowshares. That's literally all that thing is. It just can mess up their pile. If we can tag Doomsday, then we're in a really good position. And we're keeping this. We have several pieces of interaction. We're just going to lead on Volcanic Island here. And just go ahead and misstep the Dark Ritual. There's an argument to Surgicaling Dark Ritual here, but I think maybe better off not. So let's go ahead and play Lavinia. And I'm going to Pyroblast the Ancestral Recall. If opponent's got days, he's got days. Gush is fine. Gush sets him a long way back. I really want to fire off this surgical extraction. I want to know what's going on the other side of the table. So I'm actually just sequencing it like this because realistically, I think this is very convincingly sealed up. What do we want here? Do we want any of these cards? Not really at this point. We want something like a Force of Will. It's a few turns before opponent can cast his Doomsday, so I think we've got plenty of time at the moment. Probably should have actually just put the Young Pyromancer on the board there. Is this the... Are we just going to get killed via console? No. Alright, so one more turn and then we're going to get to Gush. I might actually just go ahead and Force of Negation this now. And I know this looks a little bit weird, but basically opponent's in a position where like everything's pretty tenuous at the second. And we just need to buy time. Like, opponent can't draw extra cards. Alright. That's the match.